What's up, y'all? It's Walt with the Texas Rillaboom. I am here to put a video together for my draft analysis of the PDL Draft League. Um, I am here to show you guys what I drafted for the upcoming season. This is my first time playing in this league, and I'm pretty excited to be playing and going up against everyone else in the league. We got 12 participants, and we've also were able to draft 12 Pokemon. I'm really excited because there will be no Dynamaxing or Gigantamaxing Pokemon in this league. That those Pokemon are all banned, or Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing is banned. So this will just be like old school pure Pokemon. Since there are no Megas or also Z moves in this league, or I mean, sorry, in this game. So I'm really excited to play. Just kind of go back to the basics of Pokemon. So this is a 6v6 singles league, and as you can see here, we have our tier list, and we were able to draft 12 Pokemon, as I said, and 3 OU, 3 UU, 3 RU, and 3 NU tier Pokemon. So in this draft, it was a little different on how we were able to draft. So we kind of we had a draft order per tier for every tier. So in OU, I was the 10th pick. I had the 10th pick. In UU, I think I was like the 5th pick, and RU, I think around 8 or 9, and then in NU back down to 3 or something. So I was able to, kind of jump ahead of some people, just depending on what round it was. And so in OU, we drafted OU first, then UU, RU, then NU. And in OU, of course, we had, that's where all the heavy hitters are at. So I wanted to go with Texas, I wanted to go with Rillaboom as my name, the mascot of my team, the Texas Rillaboom, and also Rillaboom is just it's just a great Pokemon. It's up there with one of the best Pokemon, and obviously I believe it went #1 overall. So there's no way I was going to be able to get it with the 10th pick. So I had to settle for something else, and I actually am very pleased with the pick I got. I didn't really have a plan to go. Besides Rillaboom, I just wasn't sure what I would want. Um, I would have just, with in drafting your first pick, you can kind of just build around it, and you're kind of you have a lot of options. But I was pretty shocked that my pick was still available. I thought it would go a lot sooner than 10, but fortunately for me, I was able to pick it up, and I picked Kyurem Black. Now, Kyurem Black is just a crazy Pokemon. I must say though, in this league, we're not able to use Dragon Dance with Kyurem Black, so I will not be able to Dragon Dance. However, this Pokemon is good without that move. So with 170 base attack and 120 base special attack, this Pokemon is up there with everyone else. 170 base attack is just insane. So of course, if you were to Dragon Dance, that just breaks the Pokemon. You're not coming back from that if you're able to pull up a Dragon Dance with this thing. Of course, boosting its speed, it just breaks it. So with no Dragon Dance, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of thinking on how I want to use it. However, this thing's a heavy hitter, and with 120 base special attack, I don't even have to be a physical attacker if I want to. So I'm really excited to use this Pokemon. I've never actually used legendary Pokemon before, so and this thing has a great move pool with no Dynamaxing or Gigantamaxing allowed. I think this thing could do some damage on anything that comes in its way. It does have some weaknesses to like rock and fighting types, but I think the ice and dragon type dual typing will come in handy, and I'm pretty sure this is Pokemon that I'm bringing every single week to battle with. So my next Pokemon, the second pick of my team, I was able to pick Zeraora, another Pokemon that I've never been able to use. Once I got this Pokemon in game, it just kind of goes to my box. I've just never really been someone who uses legendary mythical Pokemon, and also I'm kind of newer to the whole competitive game mode, so I never really played with this like online. However, I'm really excited to play with this. This thing is a extremely fast Pokemon, so I'm really excited to use it because there's not many things that can outspeed it without the use of a Choice Scarf. So I think this is a Pokemon that's going to go in there, go into battle, and it has access to Volt Switch. So if I get into a situation where I don't think that this Pokemon will be very good for me, I can just Volt Switch out of there and get in, a Pokemon that would get do better in the situation. However, this thing has some good moves that has access to good moves, and it has access to Fake Out with. So I can get in and hit, break a sash, and then Volt Switch out of there if need be. But I'm really excited to use this Pokemon, and it's just pure speed. So my first two Pokemon are pretty heavy hitters, and especially Zeraora. Just go in and do a little bit of damage and get out, and let someone else do some work. So my third pick, I picked Hippowdon. Hippowdon was one of the last stall type Pokemon that was available in OU, in the OU tier, and I hate Hippowdon. So I hate fighting against it or battling against it. It's really a nuisance. Whenever I see it on the team preview screen, I hate it. I just know that maybe it's because my team doesn't have anything that's like super effective against it. However, so in draft league, you're gonna have more options, and of course you can prepare for your opponent having a Hippowdon. So I expect someone to bring, something that's gonna check this Pokemon, because it's really a pain sometimes. If you're able with this thing, you're able to set up some rocks. You can, set up you can just slack off and boost your defenses, body press, but this thing can be a real pain if you let it set up right in front of you. But I'm excited to use this. It has, of course, Sandstream and Sandforce abilities, so I can, throw in a battle, get a Sandstream up, and start breaking away, or chipping away at Pokemon. Whether it's like their Sash or whatever, this thing will. I think it's going to be a Pokemon that I bring often. I really like the design of this Pokemon as well, but I'm excited to use it in battle as it's a pretty bulky Pokemon. Not so much, it has no speed, but I think this will be a really good support mon for me. And even if I want to, I could definitely use it as an attack mon. It has some very good moves, and its attack can be played with to make it pretty viable in battle. So in the next tiers, my next draft picks were in UU, and we changed the draft position. So I believe I was a fifth pick, maybe it was a third pick for this round or for this tier, and I had to go with a Pokemon that I didn't want anyone else to have, and that Pokemon was Incineroar. So this is another Pokemon that's just like a pain to battle. I know more so in doubles this thing is very common. However, I think this could be an option to use in singles as it gets Intimidate. So, and also Parting Shot. So if I see a Pokemon that I just want to lower its attack, or I just want to get it out of there, I could just Intimidate, Parting Shot my way out of there, as this thing is pretty bulky. It's got a pretty high defense and special defense stat. So I can, get if it's an attack or a Pokemon that's a physical attacker, get that Intimidate in, and then just Parting Shot my way out, get their attack down to half, forcing them to get out, and put myself in a better position for my other Pokemon if that's the case. So really excited to use Incineroar. It's got great typing with Fire and Dark type, and with access to U-Turn, Fake Out, Flare Blitz, and Darkest Lariat. This thing could be definitely a force to reckon with on for my opponents. For my next pick, I went with Lucario. So I already had my Dragon type, and I really needed a Steel type. So in this tier, I don't really remember who the Steel types were, but I wanted something that was also a special attacker. So my first Pokemons are pretty much all physical attackers. However, Kyurem Black and Zeraora have great special attack stats. I wanted something that, just mainly a physical or a special attacker. However, this one Lucario can also be a physical attacker, and he has great moves to steel types, or he has great steel type moves, great obviously fighting type moves, being a steel and fighting type. However, he does have, I believe he has Blaze Kick, and he has access to priority moves like Bullet Punch, and I feel like there's some more, but I can't think of it at the moment. Anyway, I'm excited to use Lucario. I think this Mon will help me check, for fairy, my Kyurem Black, who's weak to fairy types. I can, throw in Lucario, bring him in. He has resistance to, well, actually, he doesn't have that much resistance anymore now that I think about it because of the fighting. So it would be neutral damage, any fairy types coming in at him. Well, yeah. Anyway, so that's Lucario. That was my middle pick in the UU tier. My last pick in the UU tier was Hatterene. So now here I have my Fairy Steel Dragon core. Hatterene is a Pokemon that is very good in Trick Room and in setting up Trick Room, and also just like obviously the Trick Room setting. Wow, I said that too many times. Anyway, Hatterene is a Pokemon that I think will be very useful if my opponents try to set up Trick Room, or if I decide to set up Trick Room. I do have Hippowdon, so I think setting up Trick Room with Hatterene, and first turn, just throw out Hatterene, change out the dimensions. If I see that my opponents are going to have Pokemon that are a lot faster than mine, I can set up Trick Room and just start throwing out attacks. Hatterene has a pretty good special attack, very great special attack stat, and it's also pretty bulky. I think defensively it's not the best, and also with HP. However, if I'm able to set up Trick Room and give it something that will weaken any, like poison or steel attacks, like some berries, what is it? Can't think of the name. Berry? I can't. I can, eat some damage and then just set up Trick Room my opponent's face and chip away the next turn. So my next Pokemon, we switched over to, or we started drafting in RU. I have Sigilyph. Sigilyph is kind of a weird Pokemon. I feel like it's kind of I feel like I could have just picked this up later on, but I just didn't want to take the chance. I really want to use Sigilyph. I've drafted him in other leagues, and I think that he's a Pokemon that's slept on. Most people pick up Exatu and think he's the better Pokemon. I think Exatu does get Magic Bounce, which that is a very great ability. However, Sigilyph has Wonder Guard, Magic Guard. I can't remember. I don't know the names, but for example, if someone tries to sleep my Pokemon or try to paralyze him, I forget the name of the ability, but any status attack onto this Pokemon becomes 50% accurate. So if anyone tries to sleep powder, thunder wave me, or whatever they want to do, it's not gonna be 100% hit, or even 90% or 75%. So that's gonna be it's gonna come in handy when I try to do things with this Pokemon. This Pokemon can be it's obviously a support mon. Set up Light Screen, Reflex, and it has access to Tailwind. So this would be a really good mon for me to kind of set up my future moves against my opponent. So really excited to use it. And he's very fast, 97 base speed and a 130, or not a 130, 103 base special attack. Also, it's got a decent defense and special defense at, I'm pretty sure it's 80. So this thing could, survive a couple hits and set up, just be a support mon, and, just make it easier for myself going forward into battle. So yeah, Sigilyph, I think a great pick. I think he's a sleeper Pokemon, and I'm really excited to use him. I feel like I'll be using him a lot more often than most people would think. My next pick is Ditto. I wasn't really ever considering Ditto, but as the picks were going away, I was looking for something different, and my team doesn't really have that much of a flow, at least not in my opinion, or maybe I'm not seeing a flow that other people might be seeing. But Ditto is a obviously, if you were gonna go with the limber, not limber, or what imposter ability, as soon as I see a Pokemon out there that I want, I can throw out Ditto, and obviously with Quick Powder, I think it's Quick Powder, whatever the item that makes him faster than the other Pokemon. So if I see something that's going to outspeed me, I'll just go ahead and throw Ditto out there, copy that Pokemon, and use my opponent's mod against them. So Ditto is a very scary Pokemon, I think. He kind of, I was kind of surprised that he was taken that late, but I'm really happy that I got Ditto. I think um, he kind of got overlooked, and probably would have been taken not much later than I have had he not been taken. So yeah. Next one in RU is Rotom Mow. Obviously, Rotom Wash, Rotom Heat are probably the more popular ones. Rotom Mow, not so popular, not the best typing. However, I love grass type Pokemon, and I think Rotom Mow actually looks the coolest out of all the Rotom forms. Um, I just kind of wanted something to check water and ground type Pokemon because I had not had that just yet. So I was looking and I was like, yeah, I don't have any grass, any ice. I mean, I do have ice, but I don't have anything that really checks um, ground, rock, and water types very well. So for something like a Gastrodon, of course, I have Zerora. That's a electric type, but with being a ground or like a Seismitoad or a Gastrodon, I don't have anything that will check those ground type, um, uh, the ground water dual types. So I think Rotom will be useful for any kind of situation that I come across. Also he's got a great special attack, and he's an overall just great Pokemon. I think it can be made into a bulky Pokemon. Give it some choice specs, or just a berry. And Rotom, anything any kind of Rotom will do. It'll put in work. Lastly, we went into the NU rounds, and I was looking for Sableye. I wanted Sableye, and right before me, maybe 2 picks before me, Sableye was drafted. So there went who I was kind of wanting. Sableye obviously has Prankster. It has the Prankster ability is what you want. I don't think anyone's going for Sableye for offense. It's more of a support Pokemon. But I went with Meowstic. Meowstic Male has the Prankster ability. Also, I think Meowstic could be a viable option for offense, and instead of or can be a better offensive Pokemon than Sableye. However, he's only a Psychic type Pokemon, but he has access to Energy Ball, Psychic, Shadow Ball, I think Dark Pulse. And with the Prankster ability, I can set up screens, just throw off some Thunder Waves. I can do some stuff to my opponent before they're able to attack me. And it's got a decent defensive stat, and it's very great. I think it's got over 104 speed. So if I decide not to attack, I can still outspeed most opponents, or a great amount of opponents, and do good damage, chip away. Once I set up screens or do whatever I want to do with this Pokemon. But I got my Pokemon with Prankster, which I was looking for Sableye at first, but I think Meowstic is a good replacement, and I'm excited to use it. So second to last Pokemon I picked was Hitmonchan. I was really needing something that would handle hazards, and Hitmonchan obviously has Rapid Spin, so not like I'm going to be using. I don't think I'd be using Hitmonchan too often unless I see something with that can throw off some spikes or Stealth Rock. But I don't know. Maybe I'll play around with this Pokemon. I've never actually been a fan of this thing because it was always weird to me. But I don't know. I might play around with it and test it out online and see how I feel about it, because I don't really know too much. I know it has all the elemental punches and obviously Rapid Spin. It's got close combat, and I'm not really too sure on its stats, but I just needed something that could control hazards and also has some priority moves with Bullet Punch and Mach Punch. It's kind of super. It's really strange to me that this is the punching Pokemon, but it does not have access to Sucker Punch. I don't know. I mean, maybe that would have broken the Pokemon, but come on, it's a punching Pokemon. You gotta give it Sucker Punch. So anyway, that's Hitmonchan, and the last pick I made is Lapras. So Lapras is that water type Pokemon. I think I was wanting to pick. I can't remember who it was that I was looking at, but there was one Pokemon that I was trying to decide between Lapras and another Mon. I want to say it was a. I can't think of it, but actually, yeah, I'm not sure what it was, but I got Lapras. Lapras is I desperately needed a water type Pokemon. Uh, Something something that would put out like fire types or rock ground as well, but also it's an ice type, so it has access to freeze dry, which would really come in handy against water type Pokemon. So and also just it's a good bulky Pokemon. It's not fast whatsoever, but it will definitely take some hits. It has access to Thunderbolt, has access to I think it's Future Sight, and yeah, I think Lapras will be a good fit. I think it was a good late last pick for me. I think Lapras kind of rounds out my team because I'm not really sure what I'm going for, but I think overall my team is going to look pretty good. So there you see all my team there. I think I have enough options and cover all typings that I will be able to pretty much take on anything that comes my way. So that is the team I drafted for the 2020 fall season. I'm really excited to play. I believe I've scheduled with my opponent to battle on Friday night. So yeah, I'm going to be putting together my team here shortly. This so that way I can kind of test it out, try out some moves, try out some Pokemon, put them together, see what I can come across. So a lot of these Pokemon I've never used before, so it's going to be really fun, and it's going to be interesting to see what I can discover. But I'm excited, and that's it for me. This is the Texas Rillaboom for this season. So with that, yeah, I'll be posting videos here shortly of some battles. So stay tuned for that. Later.